Are you guys ready for this next conversation? So it's all about the power of storytelling. I am sure you guys are huge fans of Supacell just as much as I am. So if you can, be on your feet and give us a warm round of applause to Rapman.
I just want to say I was not late. It was out of my control, people. It wasn't down to me. I appreciate all your time, and I appreciate anybody who waited to
But you're
hear
here.
me speak. Yeah.
That's the most important thing. So the art of storytelling. Obviously, Supacell, absolutely incredible. Talk to me about the creative process behind that.
Where do I begin with that? I just wanted to tell a superhero story because I'm a big fan of the genre. But I wanted to make a superhero story that made sense to me. I never believed them. And not because of the powers. It was just the point of you make money and get powers and you save the world. You get a Mars, but you ain't got your job. You ain't paid no bills. So I just wanted to make a show that was in line with if normal people got powers. So I started kind of writing, just bits. We was in lockdown, so I just started writing little episodes just to see how it goes, and eventually, a couple months into lockdown, I had a whole Bible of the show, the characters, their powers, things they're gonna do. Then from that Bible, I wrote 2 episodes. Not the 2 episodes that came out because they weren't good.
This is 2020, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
I just wrote them, and then Netflix hit me up like, no, but the conversation was already started. They hit me up like, that thing we spoke about, how far are you doing with it? And I sent it to them, and then next thing you know, we was making it.
So was this off of the back end of the success of Blue Story that you started to have these conversations with these bigger brands, and they were kind of speaking to you saying, what have you got coming up? What's next? What's next? What's next? And then did you then kind of go to them once you had created this?
Nah, do you know what? So Blue Story got me to Netflix, but I first met them through Shower Story. After Shower Story came out, it was trending over The Bodyguards.
Yeah.
So because it was trending over BBC's biggest show at the time, all the television production companies started contacting me like, we've seen this thing that's, it's doing better than BBC. We want to do a TV show with you. We want to do a film with you. And that's how I first kind of got into that whole film and TV world.
Wow. I'm not going to lie. When I press play on Supacell and the action within the first 5 minutes, I was just like, what? I was expecting you to pop out into a little song. You decided to not go down that route this time.
We've done enough of that, man. You know what? We've done our time on that there now.
And when it comes to, I think, your art of storytelling is absolutely amazing. And I think what you do a great job of is kind of going through the nuances as to things that we kind of experience on a day-to-day basis and weave that into, the series that you're creating. Is that something which is quite a conscious decision for you when it comes to script writing?
Yeah, for me, I feel like if you got people's ears, you should say something that matters, say something that means something as well. Even someone described it best as putting medicine in the sugar. So I'm there to entertain and to make you laugh and cry, but I want to try and teach you something or educate you on something that you might not know about.
And all of your projects have obviously gained mass attention on social media. Do you turn to social media once you've put out a project to have a look at how people are kind of receiving the work that you're doing? Or are you kind of somebody that just goes, here, take it, have it, and I'm just going to work on the next thing?
When I first drop something, I'm glued for the first 24, 48 hours. Because as a creator, well, I know in the first 48 hours if this show is connecting with the audience or not. Once I see the response after 48 hours, I kind of come off of it.
I don't leave it.
Look, because you start looking for the negatives now. So yeah, I stopped monitoring after 2 days.
And how do you deal with that? Obviously, in this industry and in entertainment industry, you've got, your highs and you've got your lows, and the lows come at it with it when it comes to, potential negative criticism or backlash. How do you deal with stuff like that? Or do you just try to not engage with it at all and not look into it, not pay it any mind?
Nah, I learned a long time ago you can never please everyone,
Right.
So I don't even, someone has to go against the grain. Like what you've done, even if 70% of people like it, 30%, I don't take it personal. They don't know me personally to be mad at me personally. If they don't like it, they can just, watch something else. I don't take it personal. I just move on. I'm there for the people that enjoy my style of storytelling.
Do you know what? Can we have a show of hands for who actually watched Supacell? What? Oh my gosh. How incredible. Wasn't it one of the best things that you've watched this year on Netflix? Absolutely. Yeah, round of applause. Round of applause.
Yeah,
everything from the story.
Season 2's even madder.
Season 2.
Hey, season 2 is crazy. I can't even go too on it, but we've taken it to a whole nother level.
Already written, already.
I mean, I can't answer.
You really can't.
I already know that there's someone from Netflix is in this building, so I can't even go too far with what I'm going to say, but just know that we are taking it above and beyond.
And I think to myself, like, how can you even take it above and beyond? Because it's already above and beyond.
No, we can definitely. Remember, to me, season 1 was just an introduction. It was just for you to get to know the characters. Like, we go on, the journey begins in season 2.
You're kind of incredible, aren't you?
I mean, I appreciate the
amazing
compliment.
things.
I appreciate it.
You're
My mum
kind of
thinks so,
incredible. When it comes to selecting who you're going to work with, I can imagine that being quite a tricky process, obviously with all the auditions and stuff. What I love to see a familiar face. I thought Getz was absolutely incredible.
Getz killed it.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Wasn't he
Getz killed
phenomenal in that?
Big up, Getz.
So good. How hard is it deciding who you're going to work with and who's going to play these roles?
When you write the characters, you visualize them in your head. You kind of know what they look like. You know what they look like, what they're going to sound like, what their mannerisms are going to be. So when they come into the room, whoever reminds me most of this person that I created, that's what makes the decision for me, So you have to be able to really bring that character to life in my mind. Like, there's other actors that went for Getz's role who have been acting much longer than Getz. Some people might say better actor than Getz, but they didn't bring this character to life with the way I envisioned that character to be. So yeah, you just have to tick my boxes.
So say if somebody's walking into an audition room with you and you're sat there, how can someone wow you?
I mean,
because I know that there's going to be some actors somewhere here that's thinking, I would love to be cast in the next series. Obviously not this one because, it's already done.
I don't know. Yes, you just have to go above and beyond. Just make it your own. Like, don't just read the words back to me the way they're written. Give me a version like that, then give me a version where you interpret it with your own personality. That always impresses me when I see an actor take it in another direction. Even if it's not a direction that I like the guts of creatively trying something. Because to me, then I start thinking, if I cast this person, when we're on set, we're going to get some new crazy stuff that I never even thought of, because this actor's going to take it here and take it there. So I always like that.
Try and think of something new that they can bring to the table.
Yeah, because remember, I'm looking at, when I'm doing auditions, I'm seeing hundreds of people all day coming in out of the room. 20 people, 30 people reading for the same role. So if you're not sticking out, it's a tough one for me to remember.
AKA cartwheel in and then recite your lines the best that you can.
No, I want to say cartwheel, but one of the actresses that got the part, she came in starting to do star jumps and all of these burpees before she started reading in the room.
No.
And even though it was funny to me, I saw how much energy that this actress had, and I was like, this is the perfect energy for this character.
Wow.
So you'll just be surprised.
So I'm not too far off. I can imagine your brain works like clockwork when it comes to the creative process and also ideas. When you're working on a project, are you in the back of your mind also getting ideas in for like other things that you could then, or is it like one thing at a time?
No, I'm a big one thing at a time. Like when it comes to my work, I give it my body and soul completely. So there's no time to think of nothing else. I'm 100% in that. I don't take meetings. I won't do interviews. Like, I'm off my social medias now. Like, I've deleted all that stuff off my phones. Until it's done, I don't really step out.
Yeah, because you just like pop in and out of being on social media.
I don't.
1 minute you're there and next you're gone.
That means I'm working. If people want season 2, I ain't got time to be scrolling through the timeline. Like, I just need to work. So I delete all the apps off my phone and I lock in. Like, but once I'm done, I'll be back again. You know?
100%. And then when it comes to kind of like looking into sort of like the future, actually, before I get into that, why would you say that there is a huge importance of creating other narratives when it comes to, series that we're watching? Because, when we look at things that we see on TV, quite often they form the same sort of storylines when we're dealing with, black characters, black stories. And something which is amazing that you've done is you've brought kind of superheroes into this, which is amazing, and you've done it so beautifully. And I hope that it goes on to inspire more creation. But why would you kind of like sit here today and say that there is a huge, importance of making sure that we do, spin that narrative and we do continue to execute other storylines?
We can be superheroes. We can be in space. We can be race car drivers, and we can't just have the same rom-coms on TV every day. And the UK, we ain't got a lot of all-black cast shows, and I feel like a lot of the creators write what they think is going to get made, so they would write small because they think that will get commissioned. I just think we need to, like, kids are now looking at Supacell thinking that they can be superheroes, and I think we just need to have a whole plethora of different shows with black casts in it. Not just, it can be, I don't mind the hood stuff, I don't mind the comedy stuff, I don't mind the rom-coms, I don't mind the superhero stuff. There needs to be a whole bunch of stuff, man. And I think creators just need to step out, because after the fact that Supercell done so well, the networks want more. Other networks, you think other networks ain't looking at Netflix and thinking we should get one of those now? We need to get one of those, because a lot of the youth are watching Netflix now through Supercell and not watching that. At that time you're watching Supercell, you're not watching Apple or Amazon or all these other platforms. So now's a good time for creators to come through with their mad ideas, because now they see that we sell. Now they see that the world cares about British culture. Now they see that black people is just as entertaining as every other race. You know what I'm saying?
Can we get a round of applause to that? Amen to that. Something I think which was really amazing and beautiful to see in Supercell was touching upon sickle cell. What was the decision-making process like for you, and what made you kind of decide that that was going to be kind of a focal point?
So after I decided that I'm going to make superhero show, and I writ the names and I writ their powers, then it was just kind of like, these powers need to come from somewhere. And I hate watching superhero shows and they don't explain that. And I've always been dumbfounded about how there can be a disease that can only affect a certain race. It never understood that. No one talks about it. It's just accepted that blacks and Hispanics and Asians can get this, but no other race can get it. I was like, nah, man, we need to start a conversation on this. We need to have people start talking about it. And I knew a girl that had it, always in hospital, never coming into college because she was always getting a blood donation and transfusion, and I just never understood. I never understood it. So she explained it to me, and I kind of got what it was, but no one spoke about it. So I remember thinking, okay, now this is a good time. I'm about to get a big platform. Let me make the power source come from sickle cell. If I pull it out there, my hopes were it would start a conversation, and maybe someone would create a big sickle cell center in the UK so people don't go and get problems every time they go to the hospital for drugs. Because I know people that have got it, and they always get pressure when they go into A&E, like they're junkies or something. Like they're asking for drugs to just fix a fix when they're going through pain. So that was all my hopes was. I didn't even come to be no massive martyr with it. I just wanted people to talk about it more, and maybe someone could answer why has it not been solved by now, the problem. And the response from that was crazy. But it wasn't, I didn't do it for that. It was just like, no one I knew was talking about it. So it made the conversation, so I'm happy, man. I'm happy about that.
You know what, it's not even just that, even kind of working on kind of like the content creator side of things, when your show came out, Netflix actually teamed up with people to run a whole activation on sickle cell awareness. And they also got people to come in and donate blood. And so I think what you have done and the conversations that you've been able to spark just off the back of that is absolutely amazing. So, like, thank you for spreading awareness, and thank you for that
I
alone,
appreciate
because
that, man.
that's you just sitting here saying, I wasn't trying to do it to become
I
some
won't,
or
honestly,
anything.
I don't want to.
I'm just being me.
Honestly, I'd love to sit here and say, this was my plan from all along. I just wanted people to talk about it, maybe answer some of the questions that I had and other people had. And I didn't know that people with sickle cell felt so unseen. It's only all the messages I started getting, like it was crazy. And I appreciate the love, but I didn't know. I didn't know they felt so unseen. They felt like they was lepers kind of in a way. So yeah, I'm happy to help, man. I'm happy to be a part of it.
Honestly, thank you so much. So we are literally on a timer. We've got just 4 minutes left. I can't believe it. I can literally sit here and talk to you all day. So we've got season 2 that's coming out. Do we have a date?
Not that I can give to you, no. I can't give you no
Okay.
date. But good things take time, but it will be worth the wait, trust me.
Have we gone into filming?
Can't talk about that.
He's not going to tell me
Come on,
anything,
man,
is
I
he?
can't
Okay,
talk about that.
so we're not going to go into season 2 then. But let's kind of look into the future. Like, how do you see kind of your next sort of like 5 years or so in film? Are you hoping to, obviously we've got the Supacell, are you going to be looking to potentially develop some new ideas? I know that you mentioned that you only work on like one thing at a time, but can we expect more?
Yeah, I've already got my next TV show after Supacell ready that I want to do next. I've written a movie that's with a big studio now.
Still not trying to give us any.
I can't. You can't really say too much. Basically, it's just beginning. You know, Supacell is just the start. I reckon 5 years we'll be on season 3 or 4 or something. There might be a couple spin-offs of Supacell. You never know. There'll be a couple movies that I've got coming. And my production company is taking on TV shows. So if there is creators in here who have TV shows, if you can get it to me and my team, we can help make them.
And how can they do that?
I mean, I can...
Just slide in the DMs.
No, because I'm not even on Instagram. So if you
He's
slide
not
in my
even
DMs,
checking, yeah.
there ain't even anyone to check them. I've got my team's email out, so if someone approaches me, I'll give you a contact. Okay. Yeah.
Honestly, your career is incredible, and to sit here and to listen about what is coming up in the future, honestly, is just incredible. Thank you so much. Your success is something to be studied, and are you guys excited to see where the next however many years takes for Rapman? Are you guys excited for season 2? Please put your hands together for Rapman.
Thank you
so much.